a sad day because I got to get out of character and put this on the internet, which I don't want to do. But I try to call my son. People say, why you call? I did. He don't call back. It's been months. So my question is to Romeo. Like, if you've been in the business for long as you've been in, and you're a 30-something-year-old man, and if you've been around me, watching me hustle and do my thing, why you not where you want to be at? Because that means you're not listening. That means you want to do your own thing. You done brought your own circle of people, but you can't get mad at me because I really thought this was about, the only reason I entertained this on social media, I thought it was about the DJ Twitch post I put up, and I thought it was about my daughter's death. I thought you was grieving. Mental illness is real. But I want to tell all the people out there that just don't understand how bad my heart hurt. Romeo lost a sister, but I lost a daughter. And for any parent that's going through this, because I know that it brings people closer together or it tear them apart. But I come from nothing, y'all. And I could go back. I'm cool with it. I won't be angry at God. I won't be upset. I won't go get mad and be disrespectful to my parents and none of that stuff. I just said, Dad, thank you for putting me in this world. Now I can get out and hustle and go do my thing. But that's the problem. When you take kids and you kind of like protect them from the real struggle and the pain, and you don't allow them to deal with their own consequences. And then when they grow older, you never gave me nothing. At 30-something, man, people could go back and look, you've been shining for a long time, son. All you got to do is pick up the phone and call me or come to the house and holler at me. The saddest thing about this is what the people want to see. They want to see destruction. So if you destroy me, what are you going to do for the rest of the family? Are you going to take care? You told me on the post that you put up, oh, you go take care of people in the community. That's what you're supposed to do when you come from that. You go help people. I'm just not helping ungrateful people. I'm not an ATM machine. People can't just say they love me when I give them something. I'm tired of that, y'all. And any other parents, you could be rich or poor at a smaller level. You might give your kid $10, but if that's all you got, I've always fell off, got back up, hustled, did my thing. I'm tired of all these blog sites and all this stuff, poking and having fun. Y'all can, but I'm about to go back to work and do what I got to do. I love my family. My door is always open for my son. To be honest, because we shouldn't have to go through this. And if I'm wrong, forgive me. I'm apologizing to you if I'm wrong. I'm still a work in progress. I come from nothing. Everybody go through trauma. I'm dealing with this right now, but I love going out into the community and helping people. That's the way I heal. Allow me to heal. I don't have to be sitting around moaning and crying and all. I can't get my daughter back. But I can get out there and keep a legacy going, keep a name going. So let's do this in love and let's do this in peace. Because this is what the system wants. Think about it. We stronger together. But you older now. So you got to lead by example for the rest of the kids. And we can get through this. I'm just telling y'all, keep y'all prayers. We need it. And God gonna do what he got to do. You know, I'm not gonna come on here no more. So bloggers and everything else is cool. Whatever you want to deal with Romeo. Whatever y'all think he's saying is true or whatever, that's cool too. I can live with it. I'm at peace now. I had to speak my piece.
Lil Romeo has recently taken to social media to completely shit on his dad, No Limit OG Master P, over money and for finally having to stand up for himself and do for self as a mother man. It just goes to show these young people believe that you owe them something. And no matter how much you give, they never want to give anything back. They take and take and take. But when it comes time to give, they're on the run like a fugitive. You can go anywhere to get the lies, but I know you came here to get the truth. Welcome to the Alphasphere. Now, we all know who No Limit OG Master P is and all of the things that he's done and all of the things that he's responsible for as far as hip hop in the South and as far as making, very poor people very successful under his watch. At one time he had a net worth of upwards of 300 million and he was up, on magazine covers with Russell Simmons and P. Diddy, formerly known as Puff Daddy. Now recently, his son, Romeo Miller, the son that we only know because he's Master P's son, has taken to social media and claimed that he's broke and all his money was used to pay his dad's taxes. Now, when we get into it, he's not saying that all of his money. He's saying all of his money from his music career. But let's be realistic. He didn't have much of a music career. It's not like we're looking at Lil Romeo like he was Lil Bow Wow. For a very brief moment, he was competition for Lil Bow Wow, but for a very brief moment. It's not like he was the most successful artist on his father's label. It's not like he sold more records than any artist on his father's label. So to say that all of his music career money is gone, he hadn't had a music career for over 15 years. Now, he didn't only say that. He went further to say that this has affected his mental health. And he called out his father for a myriad of things. He says there's a bunch of personal feelings he holds toward his father. The father who did everything in his power to make sure that he was able to leave a legacy to his son. Things don't always go as planned, but see, the problem is a lot of times you leave a legacy to your son that had to get up and go the same drive, the same mojo, the same motor that you had. Now, my only issue with this is you know your dad. You know what issues y'all have as a family. But why take to social media to talk about it? Who benefits from you taking to social media to talk about these things? Who does it? So Romeo created a poem titled The Tree of Trauma. He aired out all of his grievances toward the media. He claimed that his mother and siblings have suffered as a result of the limelight and placed the primary blame on his father. But here's the problem with that. Did you place the primary blame on your father when you were living the lifestyle that you were living? Did you place the primary blame on your father when you were making that music career money that you're complaining about right now? So, for an example, he says, how if I really speak my truth, my family will crumble. That's like telling a boxer he has no right to rumble. Imagine telling a butterfly she has no right to fly. Then that butterfly has died before she has even started. Then that butterfly has died before she has even started. And you have to understand, when you're in the spotlight the way P was, you develop an obsession with your public image. You have to. Your public image is what is the driving force behind this lifestyle that your family is living. You see what I'm saying? And so here's a kid who's saying that his father didn't give them the same time on the clock. He had to choose to chase the money or chase the family. You can't do both now because you're gambling. You can't do both. People have to understand that. And here's a kid who has never had to be responsible for anything at all, complaining about the lifestyle of a man who has had to sacrifice everything in order to put his family in a better position. Whatever position you're in right now, it's because of your father, not because of you. Weren't you playing basketball at USC or something? What happened to that? Kid doesn't have any drive, determination, or anything. He wants to live off his father. And at a certain point as a father, you get to the point where you're like, hey, man, look, it's time for you to start doing some things. I should be trying to live off you right now. Except that when a man is out there getting to the money, he don't have the time. You either got to get to the money or you got to get to the time. You can't have the money and the time because it takes the time to make the money. So you have a lot of people that are complaining about the things that happened when they were children or when they were younger, but they reaped the benefits of those things when they were taking place. So when he says his mother is the victim of much scrutiny, has taken on the brunt of the Miller family's issues through the years, but she didn't take on the brunt of the Miller family's financial issues. See, you put people in a limelight and they get so comfortable to it and so used to it that they don't understand the work that goes behind. He was a kid when his dad was out there really grinding, getting to the money. He didn't know anything. All he knew was to go rap and try to compete with Bow Wow. By the time he got into the business, Master P and No Limits time in the sun was gone. So he stated in his public post about private life that my mother was broken for years publicly and still from the concrete she rose. If people really knew your truth, you'd be strong like my mama. You'd be strong like mama too. Regardless of the damage, just look deep, because behind every great king, there was a queen that carried on his curses that was never seen. I've tried and tried behind the walls that hide, but maybe social media is the only way to open up this giant's eyes. Now he's making excuses about what happened between his mom and his dad. And he's saying that the only reason to get Master P to understand what took place is to put it on social media. Well, here's the problem with that. Master P probably ain't even on social media like that, but you do follow your son. And so when your son comes out and puts out a poem, and I'll post this poem down in the link for y'all, man, so down in the description. And I'll post this poem down in the description for y'all, man, so y'all can take a look at it. You have to understand, man, that when you put your family business out on social media and you're taking one side, then something's wrong. Something's wrong. So, of course, Master P, he caught wind of his son's emotional poem, and he had to go to Instagram to defend himself, because you can't defend yourself from a social media onslaught unless you go back on social media. That's why I'm not on social media like that with my personal life. I could show some things. I could floss some things. I could do a couple of things, but I don't want to. I want my private life to be private. I was just in Walmart the other day, man, and a guy walked up to me and said, man, well, he was coming down the aisle. We almost ran into one another. And now he looked up and he said, BOA. I said, what up, homie? He said, oh, man, good to see you, man. You know what I'm saying? I listened to you, bro. I was like, hey, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. He wasn't no groupie about it. You know, I dapped him up, hit him with the bro hug, man. Hit him with the bro half hug. And he moved on, man. I said, hey, man, take care of yourself out there. That was it. But that's about as far as I wanted to go. I don't want to have my whole personal life into the spotlight. I'm not going to post that I was at Walmart. I might see somebody out there. Now, here's what Master P said. The new generation of kids need to stop blaming their parents for everything. Social media is not the place for healing. Son, I love you. Stop trying to get people to feel sorry for you, and let's come up with a solution. You can come talk to your father and your family like a man. You have kids too. And the follow-up comment, he explained that he wouldn't wish this on no parent. You understand? You have to understand, man, that when life happens, you just got to take it on as a man. It's your responsibility as a man to receive life and take it on. You got to grab the bull by the horns, man. You got to ride it. That's all you got to do. You have to, man. No family is perfect, but together with God, we can heal and get through this. So after that, P came and said, I wouldn't wish this on no parent, especially when you try to do everything you can for your kids. Romeo Miller, what's the plan? You either part of the problem or the solution. I love you and the door is always open for you, but I won't tolerate disrespect. I haven't talked to you or seen you in months. God knows I've tried to do my best. Romeo comes back again and continues to call out. Dad, please stop reading the comments and editing your caption. I pulled up to the crib time and time after that and you deflect. I've texted you countless times and you reply and deflect. Social media is the only way you communicate. Now you want to talk. Anything to protect that image. This is really just some crybaby shit that this kid is doing, man. You know what I'm saying? It's some crybaby shit, man. Like, there's a certain way, man, that you interact with your dad when he was a good dad, when he did what a dad's supposed to do and provide and protect for you. And this ain't the way. He's saying he and his sibling have been living month to month since they were 18. Here's the thing, man. P says, I thought this was about DJ Twitch and about my daughter's death. This is heartbreaking. You just exposed that this is really about money. You started the social media rant. I get it. I'm just an ATM for this family. I don't care about an image. It's a sad thing when a man has said, and I'm going to be honest with you, man. Man, I'm just an ATM for my family too. You know what I'm saying? That's just life. I'm just an ATM for my family, man. Like, people reach out when they need something, man. They may holler from time to time, but for real, I'm just an ATM for them. I imagine if something happened to me, then everybody would be feeling some kind of way, but I don't know if it'd be because of the love or because of the provision. But that's really all it is, man. I'm just an ATM. You know what I'm saying? Like, people have this feeling of entitlement that they're entitled to what you bust your ass to work for, man, but they're not. They're not. Little minor kids are, but adults aren't. That's just the way it is. And you don't get to come back as an adult and start complaining about things that happened when you were a kid. You know what I'm saying? We've been interacting all this time and now you go on social media and complain about it. But I'll leave these tags in the post and in the comments, man. And y'all can go over to the Shade Room. Shade Room really has all of the information, man. And I'll send y'all over there, man. But it's just a really sad thing, man, to see this man have to get out after everything that he did, man. After everything that he did. So P says, I watch other celebrities go through this. I'm not playing into this anymore. God knows the truth. I'm at peace. I work hard to get my family out the ghetto. Every time I fell off, got up and went to work. I didn't blame anyone for my failures. You started this social media rant, so what's your plan besides showing the world you're entitled, spoiled at 30 plus, and throwing a tantrum on social media? I never claimed to be perfect. I'm not afraid to admit I'm still growing as a man and a parent. Everybody deals with death in different ways. I get it. I'm just an ATM for this family. I don't care about an image. The bloggers can have their laughs this week. I'm going to keep working, keep praying, and letting God guide me. Mental illness is real. Man, that's really, you got to keep on, man. And this is just a back and forth, man, that continue to goes on. They've been living month to month, and that the money made from Romeo's music career was used to pay off his father's tax debts. Well, hell, you should have done something. At some point, man, you got to give back to the well. You can't just keep draining the well and draining the well. You mean you get on social media and complain that you had to finally do something in return for your dad busting his ass to give you the life that you had, man? Okay, well, get up and do something. If you're living month to month, get your ass up and do something. You got a name. I know who Romeo Miller is. Y'all come in the comments if y'all don't know who Romeo Miller is. If you know who Romeo Miller is, man, put a 1 in these comments so we can show this fool that, man, everybody know who you are. Your name is a brand. Stop trying to use the Master P brand and use the Romeo Miller brand. Grow up, boy. What's wrong with y'all? It's crazy, man. Now he's saying he been taking care of his props. I've been taking care of my pops, but you ain't got no money to take care of yourself. Never touched no Lil Romeo money at all. Went to pay off his IRS taxes. I've been more than loyal. The truth will set us all free. Man, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. Wasn't no Lil Romeo money. You know what I'm saying? Even back then, man, that boy wasn't moving no units like that. It's just one of those things, man, where you got to understand, never had money for college. Boy, you was in college. People think they supposed to have access to all your money. It's crazy, man. It's crazy, man. Y'all grown. If you got any money coming to you, man, your dad can't take your money. You can't. So I just say this to y'all, man. Y'all comment down below, man. Let me know what y'all think about this, man. I think it's a travesty of a situation. Man just lost his daughter. Okay, you lost your sister. Okay, fine, cool. You lost your sister. That's not the same as losing a child, man. Parents want to outlive their children. You think you're supposed to get old and die and not lose your children, man? Now, and you may be able to look at it and say, well, the stress that Romeo is talking about probably caused her that too. But what stress? The stress of having a father who doesn't want to provide for y'all grown asses no more? Well, newsflash, he's not required to. Y'all comment down below and let me know what you think about this topic, man. I look forward to what you may have to say. I'm out.